What's up? I got my little pipe ski. You feel me? It's a little battery pipe shit. I don't really have anything specifically I'm talking about, but I just usually I have notes or something written down. I don't got nothing like that going on. Life is just very hectic, you know? It's like a roller coaster. It's something you never know what the fuck to expect. And sometimes it's boring and mundane, just the same thing every day. And then sometimes everything just flips upside down. And I feel like it's like a domino effect. And it's like the law of attraction, like I've talked about before, where like attracts like. So instability attracts instability, physical instability attracts mental instability, and then as well as emotional. It's all a domino effect, like depression, anxiety, ADHD, they all compound together, and sometimes ADHD can lead to anxiety and depression, or depression and anxiety can lead to other things. They all kind of interact and correlate. So it's like we're taught these patterns of behavior through life experiences, through family, friends, teachers, where you're raised, the city, the street, the house, siblings. That all plays a huge role in how you behave and act and respond to things. And now we're trying to live in a civilized society without violence, without chaos. Some kids are raised in chaos and violence, and sometimes they don't have an outlet, or they don't have a role model or a parent to guide them. Somebody that can teach them coping skills, can teach them how to be a good person. Especially these older generations, they don't understand mental health. A lot of them they just fucking, and a lot of them have been neglected and abused themselves, and they reflect that behavior upon their children. We just now started becoming more aware of mental health and the way that affects us and the reality of it. As a society, I feel like in the last 20 years, it's just become we've become a lot more aware. And I just feel like we really just need people to care, right? As simple as it is, but like, it feels like everyone's so selfish now. At least in my life, I don't know. There's very few people looking out for other people. But when I do experience that, I hold on to that shit. Try to. And it's sad because, I've treated the wrong people correctly, and I've treated the right people wrongly. So it's hard. But I learned that you don't need to have everything figured out. As part of the journey is just kind of just winging it and being lost, especially as a young man or a young person, being a lost is a part of the journey. I mean, you're not gonna just figure everything out. I feel like good things definitely take time, but social media for sure has affected my perception of reality and the way that I expect things, that we expect things in general. You know, I feel like I compare myself with other people just as anyone else does, and how they're doing. And but in reality, on the internet, they only show the positive parts of what their life and what they do. Not only that, but everyone's at their own pace. As long as you're doing better than you were and trying, but harder, just try the best you can every day. As corny as it is, but as long as you're doing better than you were yesterday or the day before, then it doesn't matter. You know, and progress isn't linear either, so I don't mean you have to step it up every day. Some days you'll go backwards, some days you'll go forward, you know. But you just gotta always keep the effort, maintain the effort. You're not always gonna be motivated, that's why you always gotta continue to be disciplined. It's not about being motivated, it's about having discipline. I learned that you're not gonna be motivated every day. Sometimes you just have to do it. But there's times where you need a break as well, you know. You're not a robot, you're a human. Big water hydration station. Big water. Agua. Nah, but you just a lot of us are just so distracted by outside things that we don't really look within. Whether it's girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your family, you're all watching TV, you go to work, you go to school, video games. We're always doing something. That's why a lot of us just need to meditate, connect with ourselves, and live in the moment and be present. Even myself, I find myself to be distracted, and I notice that when I'm distracted and that I don't ground myself by exercising or meditation or just spending time with myself and just thinking, I guess. I notice that when I don't spend my time doing these things that I should be doing, that I know I should be doing, taking care of myself, that I feel like I don't have as much as not control, but a grasp on my emotions and my sense of self and well-being. It just helps me feel more connected, and I don't know if connected is the word, but more, I guess you could say grounded, yeah, centered. Helps me feel peace, and I just feel like sometimes you need to be alone as much as it's bad, and like right now, that's kind of what I'm going through, is just a state of like loneliness and just, you know, separation and reflection and on my own behavior, my thoughts, and my upbringing, the way I grew up, and the way that I think, the way that I reflect the behavior that I've seen, the things that I've seen and act or saw and heard. I mean, so I'm just trying to kind of rewire my brain and just create positive connections instead of all these negative ones that are there, and just be more positive in general, and just work on myself as a person, I guess. I learned that things don't change unless you do, and you need to put the effort in, and you need to actually take the time and do the things necessary in order for your life to change and the way that you think and behave to change. I guess the only way to do that is by taking action. I thought that time would suffice, and that maybe I would just change with time and separation, and if I was just alone and I just thought about things, that I would be okay and I would be all right. But no, you have to work on these things. There's many ways to do it, with therapy, psychedelic therapy, medication, reaching out to family, exercise. Just, you need to work on yourself. Everybody does in a certain way in order to maintain a balance. Some people need to more than others, but I just never was I'm trying to guide myself and show myself the right way, because I've only seen the wrong way. If that makes sense. I never had a role model, so I am my role model. So I'm gonna figure that shit out. But I've made many mistakes, and I'm trying to learn from them. Trying to be more peaceful. Sadness can turn to anger a lot of the times. And just live with my emotions and actually feel them and experience them, rather than, I grew up where I wasn't allowed to show feelings, and my mom told me, I'll give you a reason to cry, My dad told me to be a man, and most people grew up like that, where they weren't allowed to show their emotions, and especially men, So when you get older, you gotta learn how to experience emotions without letting them build and just erupt. Or you just need to maintain a baseline by working on yourself, and whatever that is, staying busy, whatever you need to do. Memento mori, remember death. You only get this life once. You can't change the past. You can't change what you've already done and what's already happened. You can't fear the future. You gotta live in the present. Because the more that you stay in the past, that's depression. The more that you fear the future, that's anxiety. You just gotta live in the present and do the best that you can. That's really the only thing that you can do, bro. Because that's the only thing we have, is the present moment. I find myself getting stuck on the past all the time and worrying about the future, but at the end of the day, I need to do what I can in this moment. Take care of the people that take care of you. If somebody shows you they care about you, they love you, don't take that for granted. And if you could work through your issues and be there with them, be there for them, then that's the best way to go about it.